Howdy.
Hey,
So you're familiar with Beast Wars and how it's written on the story with that, right? Do you know a lot about Beast Wars or no?
Beast Wars was in syndication when we were developing
Okay.
Beast Machines, and I watched every episode every day.
Okay.
I caught the series kind of like in the middle, so it was one of these things where it's like there were things, it just took a few episodes to figure out, oh, okay, this is what they're talking about, this is, like there's Sentinel, right? Which
Yeah.
is their onboard computer. They kept talking about Sentinel, and I kept waiting for Sentinel to show up. It took a little while. It's like, oh, right, okay, got it. That's what that is.
Yeah.
But at first I thought, that's a character. And so
Okay.
there was a little bit of sort of I had to get acclimated into the universe. But, what a show. I mean, it's
Fair
really
enough.
spectacular.
Okay. So just with that being the context of the question here, was there any Predacons you would like to see show up in Beast Machines from Megatron's team that could have survived? That as a writer, when you were first writing, oh, he would have been cool if he was a part of this that I could have written in. And with that, were the concepts that were made that were cut in the final script of Beast Machines that didn't make it, but you liked yourself personally? Like someone did make it in, but he didn't make it into the final show.
Well, you can't go wrong with Dinobot. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
great character. You can't bring him in because they killed him off.
Yeah.
And when you kill off a character that great, you don't bring them back.
No.
If you give somebody a really great death, you've got to make it permanent. I have a huge objection when they make a movie like Star Trek II where they kill off Spock. And we're supposed to be all upset and all unhappy. And, I can't work up a lump in my throat for a character you know is going to be back in the next movie. I mean, and I don't know if you guys are fans of X-Men, but they had a character named Jean Grey who became the Phoenix and who committed the greatest sacrifice in the universe. She sacrificed her life to save the universe. It's like fantastic. And a few years later, they brought her back and said, oh, that really wasn't Jean Grey, that was somebody else. Jean Grey's over here. And so they took away this thing that made the character so spectacular. And they undid it. And I thought that was unfair to the character, it was unfair to the fans, it was just unfair all across the board. Marvel, wanted to bring back the original X-Men in the original team, which is why they worked so hard to bring Jean Grey back. But it was the biggest mistake Marvel ever made, particularly because up until then they took death a bit seriously. I mean, villains you can kill off, you have to bring them back, otherwise you can't kill Dr. Doom and, it's like, okay, we got to blow them up. Half the fun is seeing how they're going to bring them back. And you can't have, like, no more Dr. Doom because you blew him up. So the villains, okay, you can kill them and they're going to come back. But when you kill a hero, and when you kill someone who's important to the hero, they should stay dead so that the stories have weight. But in comics, death has become an incredible joke. So the stories just become weightless, They're non-events.
Okay.
So with Dinobot, it was great that they killed him. And it was great that they left him dead. And there's no way I was going to undo a thing like that because that would just be a disservice to the fans and everybody. As far as like what characters I would have brought back from Beast Machines, from Beast Wars, when we knew the characters we wanted to use, we were very committed to them and we focused on them. And I wasn't focused on figuring out, who to bring back from the previous series. I figured that was its own world, its own universe. We're having our own world, our own universe. And so we kept them, we had a bridge between the two series, but we also kept them very separate.
Right.
We anticipated that because this was being done for Fox Kids as opposed to syndication, we were going to have a vastly new audience that wasn't familiar with the other series. And so the more that you tether the new series to the old series, the more of a disservice you're doing to the new fans. So we wanted to make this series very much self-contained. So, whereas I loved all the characters in the original series, we didn't have any that we wanted to bring back that we didn't.
Gotcha.
And we had some characters come back in surprising ways. Rhinox came back in a very surprising way. Waspinator came back in a very fun
Everyone
way.
thought that was a good plot twist, actually. I know I did when I first saw the show, so
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So we had a lot of fun doing that, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.